Well, today is Friday. Happy Halloween, everybody. We're heading into the big night, of course, the weekend in Alaska. We're expected to have a little bit of a mixed bag of weather conditions.
We've got our meteorologist Bailey Braun joining us now with a look at what trick-or-treaters can expect as they head out tonight.
I mean, right now we're seeing those dry conditions settling in for South Central, some drizzly conditions along the southern coastline in the Kenai Peninsula. But over in the interior, we're actually seeing a little bit of light snow moving through with those temperatures today sitting in the mid-30s. Now, by now, they're probably settling in towards the lower 30s, but chance of snow right now and into the overnight hours. But over in Southeast, we're actually expecting a little bit more wet weather moving through into the overnight hours with those high temperatures sitting in the mid to low 40s. So we're only going to drop just a few degrees overnight before we pick back up into the mid 40s again tomorrow. But those drizzly conditions are something that you can expect to start off your weekend and also to kick off the start of the new month as November starts to roll through tomorrow. So looking right now at Fairbanks, we're actually seeing some snow moving on through across the interior, and that's pushing all the way down into southwest Alaska. So Bethel actually seeing some of those snowier conditions for trick-or-treating. South Central actually drying off quite a bit into the overnight hours for tomorrow. And then you're looking all the way down into Southeast, that snow in the higher elevations, but rain is continuing to move in for tonight and tomorrow. So just looking at our four-city forecast for tonight specifically, this is for you trick-or-treaters out there. Light showers are possible for Anchorage, but those mostly overcast skies and those temperatures sitting in the mid to low 40s. Very similar conditions for Juneau, but that rain is still pushing on through across the Panhandle. But in Fairbanks, we are seeing light snow showers and those temperatures in the mid-30s, but Bethel's seeing those snowier conditions like I had mentioned.
All right, Billy, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
A little bit.
And now transitioning with SNAP food assistance benefits set to run out at midnight as the government shutdown continues. Tonight, state lawmakers are urging the governor to take action.
On a radio show a short time ago, the governor said that he would meet with lawmakers by Monday. In the meantime, his office said that there is no emergency state funding planned. House lawmakers, I should say House Majority lawmakers, sending the governor a letter this afternoon asking the governor to, quote, keep food flowing to those in need. They say solutions like using unspent money from the state's general fund should be sent to food pantries. The governor today disputed his ability to do anything.
And we are watching this as it develops. We will update you on the late edition tonight, and we've got updated information, including a potential for a special session right now on our website and mobile app. And in the middle of the government shutdown tonight, an Alaska Earthquake Center seismologist says 9 Alaska tsunami detection stations will soon be going dark, saying it's due to big funding cuts from the Trump administration.
Now, the 9 stations are expected to be offline by mid-November. They took around $300,000 to keep in operation, we're told. There are still a few hundred of these types of stations statewide, but some specifically only cover the Aleutian Islands. NOAA decided not to renew the funding back in September, and we're still working to find out exactly why that decision was made. Senator Lisa Murkowski's office responding late tonight saying they are aware and they're reviewing next steps.
Governor Dunleavy just announced that all West Coast storm evacuees are moved out of emergency shelters in Anchorage and into non-congregate shelters. And it will take a lot to help those folks recover from the storms in western Alaska who left with so little, but they need so much.
Yeah, Lauren Maxwell, she met with some of them today at a community event in Anchorage. It's meant to help people get back on their feet.
Peanut butter, and you got snacks for the kids.
Lydia Tucker is shopping with her 2 young sons, trying to provide for her family of 5 who left their home in Quigillingok in a hurry.
When we were told we were going to get evacuated, we had to just grab what we really needed, and it wasn't much.
She needs the help and says she's grateful, also for the fact they've recently moved into a hotel.
It was tough being at Egan Center. A lot of people, and they started moving everybody out beginning of the week, and we finally got a place a couple of days ago.
This event, put on by Shiloh Baptist Church,
Thank you.
is meant for people trying to start over.
But right now we're trying to collect winter gear, boots, all the warm clothing to make sure everyone has, because they lost everything.
Kristen Dock lives in Anchorage, but she and her sister have taken in 8 family members from flooded Kipnuk, some of whom have never been to Anchorage before.
This is foreign to them. You know, they don't know how to drive. They don't know where to go. So I'm here to help as much as I could.
Her husband's uncle and his family are also here.
We were evacuated from the village of Nightnut.
Harvey Doc says for them, the future is uncertain.
I can't really say that we're going to stay permanently.
For now, they're getting some of the things they need that might make Anchorage feel more like home. Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's news source.
Well, tonight, the investigative team takes a closer look at the former Typhoon Halong environmental cleanup that is underway. It's been nearly 3 weeks since the storm sent toxic storm surge upending villages all across Alaska's western coast. Now, multiple state and federal agencies and community members are working to get impacted villages impacted by things like oil spills ready for evacuees who want to return around that deadline, the state's deadline, November 10th. Oh, Augusta, you were on the ground there just days after the storm. Man, you saw, and I know you were talking about smelling some of that oil.
Yes.
Do you know the latest on the cleanup efforts?
So there are, John, we do know that the U.S. Coast Guard is working with multiple contractors to clean up the spilled oil and gas. One of them is the Alaska Shutdown Network. They provide cleanup and oil spill compliance and response services to the state and federal government. They've got several people now in Kipnuk cleaning up spilled fuel, and they're also working to mitigate any future spills by containing damaged oil and gas containers.
All right, you mentioned Kipnuk. Do we know what kind of oil and gas contamination occurred in Kipnuk?
Yes, so some of that contamination was from personal gas cans that were used to fuel people's ATVs and the oil tanks that were outside of their homes that were used for energy. So that's what you could visibly see on the ground, those knocked over tanks and, gas cans that were tipped over showing oil and gas in the standing water that was left after the flood surge, the tide went out. Spokespeople with the Alaska Shutdown Network say a lot of the spilled oil and gas that was initially reported after that flood was swept away as the floodwaters receded. Some of the standing oil and gas contamination that you can still see in puddles of water was cleaned up by their teams, and crews are working to take all of the fuel that's being found in damaged or overturned containers. They're taking it and out of those damaged containers and putting it into a larger winterized containment site, and that's in an effort to prevent future spills.
All right, Augusta, thank you. And in the meantime, we know Augusta and the entire investigative team, they're going to continue to follow the safety question as some who live in the villages are going to be heading home soon. Please, if you have any tips, email us to investigates@ktuu.com.
The Anchorage School District's Indigenous Education and Fine Arts departments are asking for donations of materials used to make cultural regalia.
Yeah, many evacuated families from Western Alaska, they lost items to make these. Examples of things that are needed: fabric, needles, leather, fur, zippers. You could bring donations to East Anchorage High School, the ASD Education Center, and Twindley Bridge Charter School during normal business hours.
Mummies and daddies, a frighteningly fun Halloween party is taking place right now in Anchorage for the whole family.
The whole family. Our designated thrill seeker, her name is Danny Tompkins. She's been checking out ghoulish events all week long, joining us with a look at all the fun that's happening at what they're calling the Monster Mash at the Midtown Mall. Danny, how are you?
That's right. Here at the Midtown Mall, there's a variety of activities going on. We've got some temporary tattoos over there. I may have gotten one myself. And we've got some vendors. And I'm here with Velma to tell us what else she's seen tonight.
Jinkies, we're having so much fun. So we have a DJ dance party going on. We've got a scavenger hunt throughout the mall where you can look for creepy clues and win fun prizes. And of course, the haunted house is opening right now, and they'll be open until 11 tonight.
Very exciting. And the haunted house is actually open tomorrow as well for an encore. And this whole situation with the dance party behind us, this will be going on until 7, so you still got a little bit of time to come on out and have some fun. And with that, we've also seen some pretty incredible costumes. Over here, I have a couple of kids who their dad handmade their costumes. Look at how cute these are. We got a little piece of cake and a a jawbreaker. And they're just, they're so sweet. And this is their little cousin back here. She's Dippin' Dots. Aww, so sweet. Definitely beats my bat costume, unfortunately. But we're having a great time. How are you guys feeling tonight?
Good.
Good. Have you danced yet?
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
That's awesome. How about you? Did you dance?
Yeah.
Did you do any cool moves? Tell me what your best move is.
It's where you get on the floor and then you like spin around.
Okay, that sounds pretty impressive. I might have to go back out there and check them out. But yep, this is open until 7, so make your way on down. Back to you guys.
What a good time. The cake and the jawbreaker.
time.
Oh my gosh.
So clever.
All right.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.